I'm also not a guy that likes to do any homework. And so I called Greg and said, hey, let's talk about this. Look it up. Then I hung up the phone because, like I said, I don't like to do homework. And Greg did. He looked into it. And you also brought up a book about the Alamo and the founding of Texas by Brian Kilmeade. I'm a fan of the literary work of Brian Kilmeade. He wrote a book about the Barbary Coast, the forming of the United States Marines, and the wars with the Ottoman Empire and how Islam actually started the U.S. Navy. That being said, Greg, I'm going to give you a chance to talk. Where would you like to go with this subject?
Well, you're yelling pretty early in the episode here, Mike, so it should be a pretty good show, man. It should be a pretty good show. You're talking my wheelhouse stuff here with Brian Kilmeade. By the way, there's so much to talk about, Mike, today, but you're in my wheelhouse here because the most underrated historian, I believe, right this side of Bill O'Reilly, is Brian Kilmeade. I read every one of his books. I read them all multi-times. Those two you were talking about. Oddly, I just finished reading The Alamo, his story of the Alamo. I've read it like 3 times. But also his secret spy ring. George Washington had a secret spy ring, which helped win the American Revolution. If you haven't read that, Brian Kilmeade's work, do try to. Anyhow, you brought up, it's such a big week, Mike. You brought up the Texas deal here, right?
Yeah.
This is House Rep, gentleman named Brian Slayton, Slaton. He's a House Rep out of Texas. Now get this, he introduced, it's so cool, the timing's amazing here, Mike,
right,
for Alberta 51. He introduced HB 3596, House Bill 3596, which he is attempting to get on the Texas ballot for a vote of the people.
Right.
In 2024.
Right, and they're thinking that they've got actually a pretty good chance of passing this bill. Go on.
Well, get this, Mike, okay? You assigned the homework to the right person here this morning because I just loved learning this. But get this, okay? Seriously.
Yeah.
In this day and age of complicated politics, and all these bills are complicated and bills are 50,000 pages long, I looked at this, and guess what the question is, Mike? This is going to sound really familiar. House Bill 3596, as presented by Brian Slayton in Texas, says, we're going to investigate the possibility of Texas independence and present the potential plan to the legislature. Boom. That's it. And so if there isn't, and so we're talking, I don't know what Texas is. I don't know if they have initiatives. U.S. as a rule does not have referendums because of the federalist thing in the states. But the states all have little mini referendums. They call them initiatives or whatever. So this is going to go down in Texas. And I can almost guarantee this will be on the ballot for 2024. You imagine?
Yeah.
And basically, and it doesn't, for nobody even in Texas, and no one in Alberta to freak here, okay? No one freak. We just got some angry citizens who are tired of Washington, D.C. and tired of Ottawa, Mike. That's what it is.
Yep.
These Texas folks, they're just tired of Biden. And who blames them, right? Our country's been disintegrating for 2.5 years, so here we go. But what timing, Mike, for Alberta 51? And yes, indeed. I emailed contact to the press folks of Senator Cruz's office today. I'm sure he's heard of it, right, coming out of Texas. But how fun and how cool timing, Mike, seriously.
Yeah, well, and the